Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very important video. You know why this video is important? Because there are some people who do things without having complete knowledge. They just simply copy their friends. In fact, one of my friends, what he did was, he bought a new iPhone because his friend had bought a new iPhone. He bought few clothes because his friend has bought some clothes. He went on a trip to Mahabaleshwar because his friend went on a trip to Mahabaleshwar. He filed ITR 1 because his friend filed ITR 1 and he got a notice from the income tax department. And he was like, Assa kassa kai? Acha, the thing is that you can't copycat anything and everything. You can't be a copycat in income tax, right? So, for example, you have to understand which income tax return is applicable for you. There are multiple income tax return numbers, ITR 1, 2, 3, 4, many such, right? Typically, for individuals, we have 4 income tax returns. But which one out of these is applicable to us is what we have to understand as step number 1. Because, as I said, if you file the wrong return, if you file a defective return, there's a great chance you will get a notice from the income tax department. And if you fail to revise your return, in that case it will be deemed as if you never filed an income tax return, right? So to avoid such situations, what we are going to do is we are going to first understand which income tax return is applicable to you, and very important, how to file your income tax return in less than 10 minutes. Now let's understand the 4 types of ITRs which are applicable for individuals. Okay, we are going to talk about ITR 1, ITR 2, ITR 3 and ITR 4. See, ITR 1 and 2 are applicable if you are earning income from salaries, and if you are earning income from business or profession, which we call as PGBP, profits and gains from business profession, then ITR 3 and 4 can be applicable. 3 or 4 can be applicable. Now, when is ITR 4 applicable? Very simple. If it's a presumptive taxation, then ITR 4 is applicable. And if you are earning normal PGBP income, normal business profession income, then ITR 3 will be applicable. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't know what is presumptive taxation versus this. See, ideally, if you are having your own business, you would be having your own connect of a chartered accountant. So, better ask your CA if your income, whatever your business profits, would that fall under the presumptive taxation category or under the normal category? Okay. But where are we going to focus? We are going to focus on the first 2 points, ITR 1, ITR 2, because both are about salary income. Okay. Now let's understand when will ITR 1 be applicable and when will ITR 2 be applicable. ITR 1 is simple enough. If your salary or pension income is up to 50 lakh rupees, you will have to file ITR 1. If you are having income from one house property, still ITR 1. If you are earning interest income from FDs or dividends, again you will have to file ITR 1. And there is one amendment here or one change here. This says that if you are earning LTCG, long term capital gain, under section 112A, this talks about long term capital gain on sale of listed shares. Okay. If you are having such long term capital gain up to how much? 1.25 lakh rupees. I hope you already know this. Such income is, or such capital gain is not taxable. I mean, basically, you will get that as a wholly exempt. Not taxable is not the right word. 1 lakh to 1.25 lakhs will be offered for taxation, but then we'll say this is exempt up to 1 lakh 25,000. So no income tax on that per se. Okay, but there is a condition supply wala star mark. If you have any brought forward or carry forward capital loss, then you will not be eligible for ITR 1. Okay, so for whom is ITR 1? One more quick simple wrap up. Let's say I'm talking about an individual whose salary is, let's say, 20 lakhs. I have invested in FDs, I get interest income. I also have invested in shares, I get dividend income. Okay. I don't have any house property, assume. I'm living on rent. Okay. And I have long-term capital gain from listed shares of 80,000 rupees. No brought forward, no carry forward losses. In that case, it's a clear-cut case of ITR 1. Okay. But then you will be like, the person that you mentioned, the copycat person who got a notice from income tax department for a defective return. Why did that person get that? I'll tell you in this point now. Because he had filed ITR 1 instead of ITR 2. Now, what is the case? Whatever conditions I told you right now, in addition to that, the person had invested in VDAs. What is VDAs? Virtual digital assets, that is cryptos. If you're investing in cryptos, and let's say there was a transaction, he bought few crypto tokens, he sold them, he got some gains out of that. Such a person is not allowed to file ITR 1. Such a person is required to file ITR 2. Okay. So that was one point. I hope the first part was clarified. Who else should file ITR 2? Assume that you are a person who is earning salary or pension income, and where the income is exceeding 50 lakh rupees, or you are a director in some company, or you're owning more than one house property, you are having capital gain, you are having foreign income or assets. So let's take an example that you're working here in India, but you are on a payroll of a US company and you are getting some ESOPs from them. In such case, you have foreign assets. And that in that case, you'll have to file ITR 2. You assume you have agriculture income up to 5,000 rupees, again, you'll have to file ITR 2. For those who have invested in unlisted shares, you will have to file ITR 2. Okay. Income from other sources, lotteries, horse racing, if you have such shock, then again ITR 2. And if you are having family pension, again ITR 2. Okay, so let's take a quick example. A person who has 60 lakh salary, has more than one house property, has some foreign assets, such a person will be required to file ITR 2. But let's talk about a person whose income is maybe less than 50 lakhs but has invested in cryptos. Still that person will have to file ITR 2. Okay, now let's come to an important point as to what are the different documents which are required when you file your ITR. So in our example today, we're going to talk about ITR 1. So a person whose income is less than 50 lakhs, the first category, right? That such people should ideally have three documents handy. Number one, Form 16. Okay. Number two, list of all sources of income. And number three, you should have your AIS annual information statement. Now, who will give you Form 16? Obviously, your employer. Who will give you list of all the sources of income? Ideally, you should prepare it, that I have income from salary of this much, FD interest this much, whatever. If you have such a thing with you, very good. Or as I mentioned, AIS is a very good statement to have, annual information statement. So in the next chunk, I'm going to tell you how to download this AIS and also how to file your income tax return in less than 10 minutes. Well, in today's video, I am going to teach you step by step on how to file your income tax return. But just in case if you feel, no, I'm not confident enough when it comes to income tax filing, I get scared that I may go wrong, and what if I get a notice from the income tax department and all that? In such a case, it's better to seek professional help, right? Who could that person be? Of course, a chartered accountant. So you can request a chartered accountant whom you know personally, and that CA will definitely help you out. If you don't know any CA, and if you want me to facilitate that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a link of a Google form in the pinned comment and in the description box. You just need to fill your basic details, something like your name, email ID, phone number, and one or two CAs whom I know personally. They'll contact you, and if you feel you're comfortable, then you may go ahead and file your income tax return with their help. Now I'm going to tell you how to download the AIS in very few simple steps. So I'm just on Google, I've typed out Income Tax India, and I'm going to click here. Once I do that, I'll have to click on login. Now you have to just enter your PAN and your password. So I'm going to enter the PAN and then the password and just hit continue. See, once I do that, I will see an option here, AIS. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to say proceed. And then it tells me that, okay, I can download AIS or TS. Once I click here, it says download. So a normal PDF will be downloaded. And if you want to open this, it says you have to put the PAN in lowercase followed by your birth date, month and year. So for example, they are saying if your PAN is one more time, and then 1234A with the birth date 21st Jan 1991, everything goes in lowercase A 1234A, and this will be 21/01/1991. I hope this is absolutely clear. Now let's start step by step, one by one, on how to file your income tax return. You should be able to get good confidence in this ideally. So first things first, you have to select the assessment year. So if I'm talking about current financial year, which is 24-25, for which you have to file the income tax return, you select current AY assessment year as 25-26. Okay. What will be the mode of filing? Online recommended. That's what I'm going to check, and then say continue. Then I'm going to say start new filing. Who am I? Individual, HUF, others? Of course, individual. And I'm going to say continue. Once I hit continue, it asks me which ITR. So in our example, we are going to check for ITR 1, and after clicking that, I'll say proceed with ITR 1. Now what does this say? It says that you will be automatically in new tax regime as a default regime. And if you want to change, you can change it to old tax regime, but default will be new tax regime. And in new tax regime, you will not be availing any of the deductions like something like HRA, LTA, ATC, ATD, ATU, ATE, ATG, ATTT, ATTB, nothing. No deductions you will get. Okay. You have to say, okay, no problem. So this entire ITR 1 will be in 3 parts. Validate your returns, confirm your return summary, and then verify and submit your returns. And I'm going to say, let's get started. Okay. First things first, it says, why are you filing your income tax return? Now, there could be multiple things. First things I'm saying that my income is higher than basic exemption limit. Now, for the financial year that we are filing the income tax return for, tax-free limit is 7 lakhs. Okay. But I'm sure everyone knows from next financial year, it's going to be 12 lakh, right? So this could be possibility number one. Possibility number two could be that your income is below the basic exemption limit, but let's say you have spent more than 2 lakh rupees for a foreign travel. In that case, government says, acha, your basic exemption limit is below 2 lakhs. I mean, your income is below basic exemption limit, and still you have done a foreign travel, you have spent amount exceeding 2 lakh. Very good. File income tax return. Okay. So let's say we are going to talk about a normal point where your taxable income is above the exemption limit. Okay. I'm going to click that and then say continue. Now, very important point. It says that your entire income tax return is pre-filled based on the information available for pre-fill on e-filing. Basically, your AIS, the one that we downloaded right now, your form 16, your employer is going to upload the form 16. So based on that, your ITR will be pre-filled. Based on AIS also, this will be pre-filled. What you are required to do is whatever information is there in this income tax return, check it properly. How do you check it? Check it with form 16. Cross check it with form 16. Cross check it with the AIS that we downloaded right now. Okay. You can't say that, array, but whatever information was there, I relied on that and I said okay, and I filed it. That's not allowed. You have to verify what we are saying. Okay. Now, this entire return summary is into 5 parts: personal information, gross total income, deductions, taxes paid, and your tax liability. 5 points. You have to just start doing this one by one. And after this entire 5 points are covered, your first point will be covered. Let me not confuse you. First point will start with personal information. And I'm going to say, okay, continue. Oh, if you'll see a lot of information is blurred out, no worries, because you need not know whose profile I'm showing you right now. Of course, this is not my income tax return. Why? My income is under PGBP, Profits and Gains of Business Profession. My income tax return is not under ITR 1, right? So this is someone else's return that I'm showing you right now. So that is the reason why it has been blurred out. Just check your profile, first name, middle name, last name, PAN, date of birth, Aadhaar, everything is properly given or not. Check the contact number. Then contact details, sorry. Then what you do is check others for nature of employment. When will you do that? If you are serving as an employee in private sector. If you are a central government employee, you can check central government. State government, you can check state government also, whatever. Then you say filing section. Filing under which section? 139(1) is normal return filed on or before due date. Okay. But if you feel that this is in response to a notice, so for example, had you filed a wrong return, see, filed in response to notice under section 139(9) to rectify the defect, the one that I was talking about. In that case, you'll have to check this. Okay. Otherwise, I'm just going to switch this off and I'm going to say normal income tax return under 139(1). Then it says which regime. See, as I mentioned, by default, it says new tax regime. If you feel I want to go for old tax regime, you click here. But then if you're confused, which regime should you choose, old or new? Here you have an income tax calculator also. You can click here, input your income, and it will show you how much tax you'll have to file, how much tax you'll have to pay under old versus how much under new. See wherever it is lower and opt for that. Okay. But ideally 80-90% cases, new tax regime will be much more beneficial. Okay. Once this is done, what you need to do is just check the bank details as well. Again, that will be blurred out. That's okay. Just check whether it is proper or not and then ultimately hit confirm. Okay. Now what has happened? See, now you can see your first point is confirmed. Personal information is okay. Okay. Now I'm going to point number 2. Here, what are you going to do? In point number 2, check all these details. Income from salary. How much is the gross salary? Whether this has been properly come up or not. Check how much are the deductions. Finally, how much is income from salary? How much is income from house property? Acha, as I mentioned, how will you check this income from salary, whether it's correct or not? Form 16 and AIS, both you can check. Income from house property, income from borrowed capital, income from other sources. What could this be? Let's say you are getting some interest income on fixed deposits, or assume that you are getting some dividends. It will be put here, income from other sources. Okay. That's how you'll just ensure that whether everything is correct or not, and then ultimately hit confirm. Okay. Now what has happened? See, for first 2 points, it has confirmed. Green tick. Total deduction. See, if you are under new scheme, majorly it will be 80 CCD2, which is NPS, employer's contribution, if any. it'll come up here. Otherwise, let's say it's contribution to Agnipath scheme, or it is central, whatever, other than central government, la 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 la, it is Agnipath scheme. I've checked it right now. uh, Other deductions, whatever. uh, my my team member felt that I'm being filmy. He thought I'm saying Agnipath, the movie, but it is that scheme. What do I do? Okay, then I hit confirm. Okay, now it says, okay, total deductions also confirmed. Now taxes paid. I'm going to click here. Now it tells about how much TDS has already been done. Blurred out information, obviously, but check for yourself. Then how much is TDS from other sources? La, 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 everything. Advanced tax, how much is that? Just check this entire thing one by one and then hit confirm. Okay, ultimately it says verify your tax liability details, and whether it's a tax payable or it's a refund, you will get to see that how much is interest, fee, everything. Just check one by one. If here you have a tax payable, ensure that you pay it via net banking, credit card, whatever. And once that is done, finally you will say confirm. All right, everything is done. Confirm, 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 confirm. Very good. Now proceed to verification. Okay, once you verify all these things, tax payable, actually here you will understand. I just said, just before that I said how much is the tax liability, how much is tax paid, how much is the refund. Okay, just ensure here properly numbers are reflecting or not, whether it's payable or refund or what. Check it properly. Okay, then you say preview and submit your return. Just check here, whatever is the place through which you are filing your return, enter that, and ultimately you say proceed to validation. Okay, if there are some errors, it will show you errors. You just click on that, you will see some red points. Okay, I'm just going to say quickly delete. All right, all errors have been sorted ideally. I'm going to say save, confirm, proceed to verification, and then I'm going to say preview and submit. Okay, finally, again, Pune, done. Proceed to validation. Yay! Validation successful. Very good. Then I say preview. And once I say preview, okay, fair enough. Check the entire preview. And then I say finally proceed to validation. Okay. Ultimately, when I press proceed to validation final, then it says e-verify now recommended. What does happen here? If I press continue, an OTP will be generated. It will be sent to the Aadhaar linked mobile number. Okay. I just have to input the OTP. Khatam. Done. Okay. If I say, no, I don't want to do it right now, I'll e-verify later. But then you'll have to do it within 30 days. Avoid this. Okay. Or if you say, no, I don't want to do this, I want to send a physical copy of this, ITRV, I'll have to send it to Bangalore by speed post or normal post within 30 days. Why do you want to do all these things? Better ways, e-verify. Because if you forget to e-verify later, if you forget to send that ITRV by speed post or normal post, it will be deemed as if you never filed your income tax return. Okay, so it's better that you e-verify now. Basically, what you have to do is input the OTP, which comes up on your registered mobile number, and after that you will be done. Okay, I hope you have understood how to file your income tax return. But as I mentioned, see, like I'm telling you, majority of the things will be pre-filled. What is your important point? You have to check carefully based on your Form 16, based on your AIS. Check whether it's proper or not. But still, if you feel you need professional help, I'm going to give you the links in the pinned comment and in the description box. The link of the Google form, so that I can request CAs that I know personally. They can contact you if you feel you're comfortable. You can take their help as well. I hope you found a lot of value in today's video. If you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. Please don't forget to share this video with a lot of your friends and relatives. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in.